Hi guys, this is Suhail back in another video with my very good friend Tess Newman, who's an employee happiness manager and an executive coach, and you have been watching our videos. Thank you very much for all your love and support on our previous videos. Tess, thank you for being in the video again. And guys, in this video we are going to talk about one of the very important topic, that is why the HRs and recruiters, they are not getting back to your applications despite you have been sending volume of applications, but the HR professionals or recruiters, they are not giving you any response after you are being shortlisted or you have given, first round of interviews, second round of interviews. So we're going to talk on this, and then second thing we're going to talk about how important it is for the job seekers, as a job seeker, that you need to understand the job description properly before you submit your job applications. So test question number one, how important it is for the HR professional that they should be getting back to the job seekers, and how they can, have that feeling that they should relate it to the feeling of the job seekers who are waiting actually.
Excuse me, sorry.
It's okay.
First of all, the job seekers apply to your post, right? You take time to screen them, you take time to call them for the first interview. Why don't you take time, just a little, just go an extra mile to give them feedback? Just imagine if you went somewhere where you are certain that there are people there and they have what you want, and then they ignore you.
How would you feel?
You would feel terrible, So you call somebody for an interview. What's wrong with you going back to tell them what transpired from the interview? You're first of all holding them onto something that they don't even know they have or not.
Yeah.
So you have, let's say, interviewed 10 people. Of course, you're not going to hire all of them. We know that. You're not going to hire all of them. There's just one that you want to hire.
Yes.
At least during the interview, give them a time frame. Tell them we'll get back to you. Maybe we'll revert after maybe 4 to 5 working days, or after 2 weeks, but give them a time frame.
Right.
So within that time, they may decide, based on how the interview went, right? They may decide to look for another job or hold on to this application, right?
Yes.
But if you don't tell them, then you go right ahead and hire somebody else. They're hoping maybe one day you're going to give them feedback. Give them feedback, regardless of what kind of feedback it is. It's very, very important.
Yes.
It would hurt me if I went for a job application, if I went for an interview and they didn't give me any feedback. It has happened before when I was looking for a job.
Right.
Yeah? But I don't want somebody to feel what I felt. So I wouldn't do it. Just put yourself in their shoes. They take a lot of time. They take a lot of energy. It takes, for one email to respond to them, it takes less than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You don't have that time?
5 minutes, I think it's
less than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe 1 or 2 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Per person. You don't have that time? But you have time to go on WhatsApp and, chit chat.
I see this coming right from your bottom of your heart, Tess. And do you recruit like people as well? Like, you always go back and then you inform your job applicants who have applied for the role in your company, or like you are hiring for different roles. Do you always make sure that you get back to them?
We do.
For the shortlist candidates?
We do. All of them. And we always tell them we will revert to you within 4 to 5 working days, depending on the number of people we're going to interview. Right. If we have, like, let's say 10, then within 3 to 4 days. Then if we have like 20 people, then we'll tell them within 2 weeks, because we have to do an evaluation and all that stuff. But we always give them feedback.
Okay.
Always.
Great. Thank you for putting your heart out today in the video, and I think a lot of job seekers would definitely connect this with their own job searching process and then their experience within the job searching. And just another thing is about the job description. How important, as an HR professional, you have put out that job post on different job portals, and then you're receiving a lot of different job applications now. How important it is for the job seekers to understand, read, and carefully comprehend the job description before they, send out their job application.
First of all, before you walk into something, you have to be sure it's what you want.
Okay.
A job is where you're going to spend a minimum of 2 years, on average, right? So you wouldn't simply apply to any job just because you're desperate or stuff like that. So read the requirements. Do they match what you're looking for? or don't they match? If you have some questions, there is a company website. There are contact details of the person who is hiring. Call the reception. Ask them about the open positions and what exactly is required. When we're looking to fill positions, we're looking for the best person.
Okay.
If somebody is interested in knowing about that position, chances are they match the requirements. They're actually helping you to make the search shorter than what it would be. So just give them the job description, let them look through it and decide if it's what they want or not.
Great. This is another, I think, aspect you have wonderfully discussed and shared the information on. And how about like the HRs or the recruiters? What if they start putting within the job description just one line that only the shortlisted applicants will be contacted initially? So there are different roles where you would receive volume of applications. For example, HR coordinator, it's a very generic role, and then you get like hundreds of job applications. So just putting one single line that only the shortlisted applications will be contacted. So do you think this will make a difference, from the job seekers point of view, that they will have this understanding that if I'm not being contacted for the next after the closing date, maybe about 10 days after the closing date, so that means like my application is not being considered, or I did not match the requirements, perhaps?
You can make a template.
Okay.
You can have a template for everyone who applies.
Okay.
It can be automated.
Yeah.
So everyone who applies will get a response, something around the lines of, we're going to review your CV, and if we don't revert within, let's say, 14 days or 7 days, then you're not shortlisted.
Yes, and I think it literally takes a few minutes. I mean, if you're using a portal or you're using an internal system for your job application, you can export the data. You can have the email addresses in your Excel file, and you can like simply copy paste in your Outlook, and then you can put that in the BCC, and then you can send it out to the job seekers, but at least have that feeling for the job seeker, on the other side of the wall, and to see how it feels. Just to have this one email, once they receive, they think that their job application has been received, and acknowledgement, when they get it. So it really builds the morale. So I think, Tess, again, thank you for being in the video.